What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Sharp Side Saturdays, the show where we give out a quick hit in the morning. Looking to give away one best bet of the day. The show's been doing really great lately, so hoping to keep that up. A big contributor to the show is my man Jack McGuire. Comes on every so often and just keeps hitting. Does every single sport. And Jack, hopefully this is okay. But before you get into your pick today, I'd love if you could kind of talk to people a little bit about your process because you work for Barstool Sports. You do a lot in terms of blogging and content, and you also simultaneously find time to be a plus EV better in multiple sports. So as your friend, I'd love to hear about how you've been able to do that and kind of what your process looks like.
Well, my process for a lot of sports are different. I would say most of the sports I have. I remember the first. I've pretty much made models for a long time now. Not every pick that I'll tweet out are from those models. I'm not great at soccer. Those are more just like I'm just throwing stuff against the wall. But a lot of stuff that I'll bet personally, uh, baseball, basketball, and whatnot, are definitely models that I've developed throughout a while. The first model I ever made was probably a WNBA model. I won't say at what age because I think I'd get in trouble, but and then from there I just continued to develop, and then also there's a lot of really good resources out there. Like, you know, I know this is MMA is a little bit different because you can't really model it. It's just it would be like impossible. But there's a lot of really good resources out there, like your show, the with Magic, that just give you truly invaluable resources that every single week. And there's other MMA shows, and then there's a lot of really good podcasts out there for other sports too that can really help. And also, I don't really. A lot of people look at stuff like they'll hear about a quote unquote model and whatnot, and they'll think, "Oh my God, he must know so much great coding." Not really. I mean, you can really do a lot of great stuff on Excel or Google Sheets even. Um, there's a really great. There's two great books. I think I forget who wrote it, but if you look them up on Amazon, I think it's called the like Excel modeling. Just look up sports modeling Excel betting, and it'll pop up. There's volume one, volume two. That's a great place to start. And then there's just a lot of really good podcasts, like really sharp guys that have been doing it for a long time. Um, Rufus Peabody and Jeff Ma have a great podcast called Bet the Process. So there's a lot of like, and so a lot of my job at Barstool, there's a lot of downtime, or I'm just like looking for stuff, so I can listen to podcasts and whatnot. So there's a lot of really good things out there, and then you develop like a little bit of a, I would say, like I'll text you about things, I'll message other people. You kind of develop a little bit of a circle to make sure like you're not doing anything that wrong.
Yeah, no, and it's very impressive. So I appreciate you sharing a little bit of that. I know there's a bet you like on today's NBA slate. I don't follow the NBA at all. Is this the playoffs? Is it about to be the playoffs?
Playoffs start today. Well, there was the like play-in games that happened over the week. Um, Yesterday, the PFL was had to start their main card early for the play-in game later. But today's real series, um, there's a team that hasn't made the playoffs in a while, the Sacramento Kings. I think this is the first time they've made the playoffs in, geez, 20 years. And they're playing the Warriors, who, of course, they're the defending NBA champions. They've won a billion times. I like the Warriors today. I like them straight. Um, I still think the Warriors are the better team. The Kings are not a bad team, but the Warriors, even if you're looking for a series price too, I like the Warriors to win this series straight up. But today, there's injuries that can happen and whatnot. So my official pick today, Warriors straight. You can get it minus 110. I think it's out there as low as minus 105. So um, they're 2.5 point underdogs. Oh no, never mind. They're not 2.5 point underdogs. It's minus 104 straight. I love the Warriors today. Steph Curry, just they've been here before. The experience and whatnot. I think they're the better team as well.
Yeah, love it. It'll be interesting to see if the defending champs could make another run. UFC tonight, we've got Max Holloway versus Arnold Allen. I'm going to touch on the main event. I like Max Holloway straight, minus 160, minus 170. I think it's a huge discount given the fact that he just lost to Alexander Volkanovski, who's arguably the best pound-for-pound fighter in the sport. We saw what happened pretty much every time Max fights someone other than Volkanovski. He's fought Volkanovski 3 times. He's come away with 3 losses. A couple of those fights were close. One of them not so much. But we look at Max taking on Yair Rodriguez. He was like a minus 600 favorite in that fight. And Yair Rodriguez is about to fight for a title. He just won an interim belt. That fight was about a year and a half ago. And before that, Calvin Kattar, I mean, we all remember that fight. Max put on an absolute clinic over 5 rounds. If you look at the Arnold Allen side, he's a good fighter. It's kind of a bit of a question mark in terms of his cardio past a certain point in the fight. Like his last fight was with Calvin Kattar. It was a pretty close first round, and then Calvin Cater's knee absolutely exploded in the very beginning of the second round. And the fight before that, he fought a compromised Dan Hooker, who he hurt early, which was always going to be a possibility with Hooker making that weight cut to 145. He knocked him out, but even in that swarm when he was about to finish Hooker, he got a little sloppy, and Hooker almost put him out. He dropped him down to a knee. And then one more fight prior to that was Sadiq Youssef, and I bet him in that fight. He was an underdog against Sadiq Youssef, who I believe is not even ranked in the top 10 or 15. And he beat Sadiq Youssef, but he only landed 16 distance strikes in 15 minutes. He wrestled. He got tired in round 3. I think if he tries to wrestle against Max, maybe he could have some success early on. But I think if he does that, it's probably not a good idea because he's going to tire. Max Holloway, known for his cardio, known for his pace, has all kinds of records in terms of strikes thrown, strikes landed in a fight. So I like Max Holloway here. I think minus 165, minus 170 is cheap. I would make this fight minus 250-ish. So I like Max Holloway. Jack likes the Warriors. Hopefully we keep the sharp side Saturday streak going. Jack, where can people find you on social media?
At Jack Max CFB, just like how it's spelled down here. And then with the CFB at the end on Twitter. Yep. Let's get this money. Warriors, Max Holloway. Yeah, no, Max Holloway's gonna beat him up. It's gonna be easy, I think.
Yeah, I really hope so. So late card for a fight night. I think the main card starts at 8:30 Eastern time. So we'll be waiting around all day. But we got plenty of other sports to follow along. So hopefully everyone has a profitable day. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next Saturday.